I'm going to tell you how, as a bedroom DJ at the time, I secured my very first gig at a previous world #1 club called Sankey's. Hi guys, I'm Bedalia. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I show you all the behind the scenes action of my crazy lifestyle as a DJ performing all around the world and as a full-time doctor. In this video, I'm going to share with you the most important secrets to securing your dream gig. Whether you're a beginner DJ wanting to get your first gig or a more established DJ performing in small clubs wanting to perform in the bigger, more prestigious nightclubs around the world. For both cases, it's exactly the same set of skills needed. As a doctor working full-time, any time that I dedicate to my music career has to be spent as efficiently as possible. That means I have to work smart, so these secrets will get you to where you want to be as fast as possible. I've been a DJ for 5 years, largely as a side hustle, yet I've performed at the biggest clubs, festivals, arenas, and stadiums on the planet, signed deals with major record labels, and appeared on national and international radio and television. If you follow these secrets, you can do it too. Obviously, before you start approaching people for gigs, you need to make sure that you have the technical skill behind the decks as a DJ. This might mean having to do DJ lessons or learn from YouTube. Once you've got that skill, you've laid the foundation. I realized that making the transition from being a bedroom DJ, performing to yourself or to your friends, to actually DJing on a stage in a club in front of a big audience is quite a big step and can feel quite overwhelming. So my piece of advice to you to build that confidence is to DJ at house parties. You can throw your own parties for your friends and family or offer to DJ at other people's parties. It's really important you learn the skill of performing to an audience and engaging with them, no matter what the genre is you're playing. Now, when you're actually approaching people to perform in clubs, it's really important to approach the right people. For any event, you have the club. The club is managed by a set of people. Alongside that, you have the promoter. And the promoter is the person responsible for running the event, bringing that event, music, or brand concept into that club. And normally it's the promoter who is booking the DJ. And these will be the people you will need to approach. Sometimes it is done in-house by the club, but it's really important to know that these two different people do operate and that you approach the right person. For the majority of the gigs I've done in the UK, I've worked directly with a promoter. They run events which tend to operate in a number of different clubs around the country. The very first thing you need to do before you start approaching these promoters is to start building an online presence. At the very minimum, you need to have some mixes online showing exactly what you can do. These should be between 30 and 60 minutes, and you can upload these to platforms like Mixcloud or SoundCloud. To really stand out from the rest, if you upload a mix as a video, so like a YouTube video, you're showing yourself actually DJing. Rather than them just having to hear something, they can watch you DJing as well, and they can see exactly what you'll be looking like when you're performing for them at their club. Video content is far more engaging than just audio content alone. The music that you're showing the promoters has to 100% align with the kind of music that they already have in their events. That music is part of the brand, and it's the reason why people buy tickets to go to those events. So give them exactly what they want. Alongside the music, which is the most important thing, it's helpful to build a brand alongside that. Build your social media profiles to align with the kind of music that you represent. The best way of doing this is to look at other DJs and artists who play the same kind of music, and you can use their content on social media for some inspiration. Bookers also want to see that you have experience which is relevant to the event. Having content on social media from previous gigs is usually the best way of showing this, but I understand that for beginners this is not the case. So if you're a beginner, start making those mixes and upload them on Mixcloud. What I love about Mixcloud is there are so many charts, so when you upload a mix, you can hashtag certain genres like hashtag house, hashtag deep house, hashtag grime, hashtag hip hop, whatever is relevant to your mix, and this links to a chart on Mixcloud. Now, if your mix does well, it will go higher up those charts, and then that gives you something tangible to tell a promoter. You can say, my mix got to number 3 on the hip hop charts on Mixcloud. That sounds very credible. Mixcloud is one of the best places to upload mixes because they have licenses which allow you to upload commercially released music. On other websites like SoundCloud, if you upload a mix which has music that's been released by a massive record label, that mix will get taken down. Whereas on Mixcloud, you're allowed to do that. It might take some time for you to start seeing results on Mixcloud or on whatever platform you're using. So I have another way you can show you have experience as a beginner. When I was applying to medical school to become a doctor, I had to do work experience during my school years, shadowing other doctors, doing voluntary and charity work to show that I was really passionate and committed to that career in medicine. And ultimately that led to me becoming a doctor. In the same way, you can do this in the DJ space. If I were you, I would message as many DJs as I possibly could in my local area and say to them, hey, I love what you're doing. I aspire to become a DJ like you. Would it be cool if I came to an event with you and watched you perform? This would be such a strong move because it would get you in the right environment. You'd be with a DJ on stage. You could create content for your own social media, which would further boost your credibility in this space. And it would also mean you get to meet the promoters who run the event. So in the future, they might book you. When you're emailing or DMing these DJs, you have to remember that these guys are super busy. And as they don't actually know you, having you at their event might add a little bit extra stress, especially because they might not trust that you'll be sensible behind the decks, for example. So to counteract this and to show that you being there will be beneficial to them, make sure you offer to add some value. You can offer to take some photos or create some social media content for them around their gig, because this might be something that they really want to build their own social media profile, but they don't have the time or resource to do it. This really is a numbers game, so make sure you do approach as many people as you possibly can, offer to add value, be friendly, and get yourself in the right environment. I actually got my very first gig in this way. 5 years ago, when I was a bedroom DJ, I was desperate to play in a nightclub. So I contacted as many promoters in the UK as I possibly could. Probably the most underrated and overlooked tip to approaching a booker is making it as easy as possible for them to say yes. You literally need to put it on a plate for them because they've got hundreds of DJs who want to DJ at their event. And if they've got a concept that already works, why would they want to bring another DJ on board? You have to give them every reason to be like, yeah, cool, you can DJ here, rather than ignoring your email or saying no. Ultimately, the promoters want to sell tickets. So when you approach them, if you can offer value in some way, they're more likely to have you on board. You need to think outside the box and be as creative as possible to see what you can bring to the table. To illustrate this, I'm going to tell you how, as a bedroom DJ at the time, I secured my very first gig at a previous world #1 club called Sankey's. One thing that I realized really early on, and applies to pretty much every club night in the world, is that for the first 1 to 2 hours of the event, the dance floor is pretty much completely empty or building very slowly. And this is the time the resident DJ least enjoys because they're performing to an empty room. But for a person like me who has never DJed in a club before and has only performed in my bedroom, this is the ideal scenario to DJ in a club to an empty room. That is the ultimate practice. I had other friends at the time who were in a very similar position to me, but some of them had actually performed at smaller clubs in the past. So what I did when I contacted this promoter was I said, me and my friends are DJs from Birmingham and we love your event in Manchester. This is what collectively we have achieved so far. For me personally, at the time, I had a few mixes that had hit the charts on Mixcloud that were relevant to their event. And for my friends, they had performed at smaller clubs in Birmingham. I told him, we're coming to Manchester next week. We're coming to your event. We'd love to promote this event on our social media so that our friends in Manchester can come along. Would you be up for us doing the warm-up set at your event? We also offered to create an after movie of the event, which would be further promotion for them. This was so powerful and convenient for the promoter because I told him that we were going to be there anyway. Whether he booked us or not, we're going to be there, and implied that we'd be doing this for free, which is absolutely fine at the start of your career when you're building experience. I asked him if we could do the warm-up set when the room is empty, which obviously he said yes to because his resident DJ, who is a very well-known DJ, wouldn't want to play that set, and I told him that we were going to promote it to our friends, meaning that he would sell more tickets. That's an absolute no-brainer for him. What also probably worked in our favour, but wasn't a massive consideration, was that we were coming from Birmingham and he was based in Manchester 2 hours away. And what I didn't know at the time was that he was hoping to bring his event in Manchester to Birmingham. This set up an amazing relationship for our future, where I then managed to get gigs in Birmingham in the biggest clubs there. The truth is, after I played that gig at Sankey's in Manchester, I then went on a holiday to Greece with my friends. We went on a boat party. My friends told the DJ there that their friend, me, had just performed at Sankey's, this super club, and they asked me to DJ on this boat. I'd only done one gig in my life, but that one gig that I had done was so valuable, it opened up so many more doors. It was crazy. I really do believe it's a numbers game. Most of the people you contact won't reply, but all it takes is one person to get behind what you're doing. So reach out to as many people as you possibly can, and when you do, show them the value that you can bring. Be creative and think outside the box. One final tip when you're approaching these promoters is to offer and show the value that you can bring first, before you ask for too much. There are so many different ways you can contact people. You can email, you can DM, you can voice note them, you can video message them, but ultimately you have to show that you are genuine and that you can bring value. I really believe that these secrets will help you secure your dream gig, whether you're a beginner DJ or somebody more established trying to reach the next level. Thank you for watching this video. If it has been helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below and let me know what you'd like to see more of. I'll see you guys very soon.